Harry and Meghan Markle are rumoured to be planning a trip to Australia before Prince William and Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge, do. One tabloid claimed that Prince Harry and Markle know about Cambridge's plans to visit Oz, however they do not know the exact details. Still, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex allegedly want to make sure that they will be able to visit the country before Prince William and Kate Middleton arrive. This way, Australians will see them first before the Cambridges. Harry and Meghan are unlikely to know the Cambridges' plans, but this could be a bit of an embarrassing situation for them all. Even though they're not royals anymore, Harry and Meghan know how popular they are in Australia and New Zealand and are thinking of travelling there at some point in 2022. The source said. The insider added that Prince Harry already has a lot of things planned for when he gets to visit Australia again. Harry wants to do something involving the Aussie military in some capacity, and he's also floated the idea of scouting New Zealand as a venue for a future Invictus Games. Of course, this will leave a lot of people at the palace very ticked off. Whether it's innocent or not, it will be seen as the Sussexes again trying to upstage the Cambridges. The source said most recently a paper revealed that according to palace insiders the Cambridges are in the late stages of planning a tour down under that will eclipse 2014's 10-day extravaganza. This time they want to spend even more time in Australia and perhaps even factor in a private family holiday, says a source. It goes without saying that Catherine and Wills would never leave the children back in London, and Prince George, Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis will all be along for the ride. They're currently thinking April or May, given the weather will be just about perfect in most of the country for lots of outdoor, covert, safe meetings. An insider says they've already told the children, who are incredibly excited. While George was too young to remember much, the toy wombat he received on that trip given to him by the then Australian Governor, General Sir Peter Cosgrove, still sits pride of place in his nursery at Kensington Palace. And he loves hearing stories about Australian wildlife from his dad. Catherine is keen to make the trip very child-focused in terms of the charities and causes she meets within Australia. But also, fun for her own kids with help of trusted aides and with help from the Attorney General's office. The couple have compiled a dream list of places to visit. The list spans everything from environmental issues, frontline workers and fire resources to indigenous communities and showcasing Australia's natural wonders. In a bid to draw tourism back to the region after the industry was crippled by COVID-19 border closures, one of the ideas being thrown around is a visit to Australia Zoo so the kids can meet the wildlife, thanks to William's new pal, Robert Irwin. Robert and William have been in contact over environmental issues in recent months, and he invited Wills and his family to visit the zoo anytime they like, says a source. William was chuffed by the invitation and said he'd be only too glad to make that happen when they next make a trip over, which he hinted was very imminent. It's hard to know who's more excited by the prospect of a day at the zoo meeting the kangaroos, koalas and crocodiles, the Cambridge kids, or William, who was a big fan of the late Steve Irwin. Everything is on the table, currently, and since they saw all the main things like the Sydney Opera House and Uluru last time, they're keen to get off the beaten track, says a source. Catherine is particularly interested in visiting the indigenous outback communities hit hard by COVID, and she's also been very gripped by the Cleo Smith missing child case and would love to meet the heroic officers in WA who rescued her.